I do think that... Well, I don't know. What am I looking at here? Okay, I did that. I don't know. It doesn't feel like I did all that much. Tirna is a... Tirna Alpha, I believe, is a much larger system than Tirna Beta. Actually, it kind of reminds me, I was talking to my grandfather, and I was explaining to him the difference between alpha and beta, and I was like, yeah, so it goes in, you start with an alpha, which is just the feature work of, in relationship to Star Citizen specifically, but video games. You start with an alpha that's just the feature work, the base of the game, and then you move on to the beta, that's the content. So, and he was like, wait a minute, so it goes alpha and then beta? I was like, yeah. He was like, that doesn't make any sense. I was like, I understand why he said that, why he would think that, but yeah, it's just kind of funny. And then, I remember, because he's not a gun guy, but we were talking about guns at some point, specifically revolvers. He's an old man. It was like, what's a double action? What's a single action? And so, a single action gun, a single action trigger, is when that pull of the trigger does a single action, which a double action does two actions. So, on a single action army, old Colt revolver, all it does is, well, I guess that's not... Well, okay, I guess that's a bit... Well, no, that is true. Yeah. So, the single action is just releasing the trigger. That's all it does. It does not... you can't cock the hammer, and, well, in the relationship with the revolver, it doesn't actuate... Pulling the trigger doesn't actuate, doesn't turn the cylinder. But a double action cylinder, it releases, it moves the cylinder into position, and it moves the cylinder into position, and then it'll drop the hammer. Well, it'll move the. Sorry, I'm a dumb bun. It will revolve the cylinder. Sorry, what the fuck? Why is that vent like that? That's terrible. It'll revolve the cylinder, and then it'll cock the hammer, and then it'll fire the hammer. Revolving the cylinder and cocking the hammer are basically the same action, though. With a double action, like a Beretta 92 or something, it cocks the hammer as well. And it just cocks the hammer. Double single action is that you can still cock the hammer and it'll still do stuff, and you'll get a single action trigger pull, which is nicer. And then double action only is you can't, and it just shoots the thing. It's kind of an interesting thing where I think a lot of people think of the of single action is just an old thing we don't use anymore. When your AR-15, your AK-47, AK-74 for that matter, most rifles use single action triggers. It's just like, and, you know, 1911, also single action trigger. I just hit myself with a stem, and I didn't mean to, but that's okay. Didn't mean to stealth through this, but I guess I'm doing it. My... I clearly am just forgetting where things are. Yeah. But it was just one of those things where it's like, I mean, I understand why the action, or why the, I understand what the confusion is there, but also, you know, it's just like, yeah, that's the thing. I also wonder, you know, I think my leg falling asleep, I don't think my leg falling asleep is indicative of like a problem, of a huge problem. I think it's literally just that I'm like, I'm never uniformly sitting on my ass. I'm always sitting on either left or right cheek, and it's like pinching a nerve or something. You know what, honestly, I think that really is it. It's also kind of funny, because, one, like, there's a show, and I can't remember, but something. And, like, there was a kid on a toilet who did steroids and, like, got a pinched nerve and couldn't get off the... He was completely unable to move, and it's just like, oh god. It's like... oh, this is what a pinched nerve does, and I mean, I'm not gonna say you should go out and just pinch all your nerves, but, it's not, I don't think it's... If it is what I'm thinking, and that's just my observation, understanding of things, and I could be wrong, but, if that is what it is, then it's not... I mean, it can presumably be much worse, but my experience so far is that it's not. It isn't too bad. I'm sorry, genuinely all I want to do is go and, where the fuck am I going? I'm kind of wasting my time here. I don't want to be doing that. I've just, like, completely forgot where everything is, because I usually go a certain way, and clearly, I've just completely forgotten everything. Isn't this... They didn't, like, change things up, did they? I don't remember this door ever being locked. And I really don't want to do this. It's just like... just sad. Right? I mean, like, this was a decent I don't know. This is an okay game. Still don't want to do it. God damn it. What the fuck am I thinking of? Also, that's a shitty spacesuit. Alright, there we go. I don't really care. I still hate how the weapon progression thing in this works. You know, I said at one point I'm just like, I'm not gonna complain about this game. I've done it enough. Like, really? I mean, modded weapons are modded weapons, and yeah, that kind of makes things difficult, but literally... like, Fallout New Vegas, I can go through, and there is literally no problem at fucking all with weapons being OP. I mean, like, yeah, they could be. They could just make them OP for the sake of being OP. But, you know, like, I have mods that are very much balanced and very much not trying to be OP. And just are, you know, completely, like... I mean, frankly, like, you know, there's stuff like the Makarov mod, which I fucking love to death because I love the Makarov. And... like, there's no reason to use the Makarov over the regular 9mm pistol. But I do every fucking time. And yeah, I mean, obviously the 9mm pistol isn't the best option. But, and I honestly go through New Vegas. Every time I go through New Vegas, I usually go through it more as if I was going through, like, Call of Duty or something. Where, like, I'm balancing out the option of, like, well, okay. I mean, like, yes, I could use an automatic 308. Yeah, but the weight and everything else is there. Even though, like, it doesn't make as much sense, I just do. You know? God, you know, okay, if we're gonna just turn this into a gun rant, look, there are people who, like, gun rant about a bunch of things, and that's fine, whatever. You're entitled to your own opinions. And certainly there's, like, there's some elements of, like, every opinion. Like, oh, like, in Cyberpunk, everything is, like, 50 cal or more. They aren't. But, like, you know, it's like, oh, it's just, like, there's some element of that's like, this is fucking ridiculous. What? You know? That kind of a thing. And it's like, I'm not taking this too seriously. There was somebody who was complaining about the 2077 light machine gun. And, like, there's so much interesting to say about that gun. It uses a helical magazine. It has the Inkunzi pause type pistol grip that's on the side of the gun. And there, like, all that video was talking about was that it's a light machine gun that isn't light. And, like, I mean, like, okay, you got a point there, right? But, like, the entire... And it was, like, a short, so it wasn't, like, a 15-minute rant about how a light machine gun needs to be light. But, like... And that's a fair point, right? It is a fair point. But, like, a light machine gun also is not... Like, relatively speaking, it's not lightweight. And I don't know what the current... the army light machine gun that is replacing the M240 That thing's actually pretty lightweight, as to my understanding. But like, you know, usually they're like, 20 pounds, maybe 20 pounds, maybe more, maybe less, but probably around 20 pounds. They're heavy. You might be able to shoot them from the shoulder, but like, they're not designed to be shot from the shoulder. Or the hip. They're meant to be shot from bipod. And, you know, in a lot of ways, actually, frankly, that gun, if you're thinking about it, right, like, the pistol grip on the side, actually, it is something that it's not hanging off the side of the gun, which means you can get, like, you know, there's nothing getting in the way on the underside of the gun. And the helical magazine is a giant drum, and it's a giant drum, but it also, you know, is more long than wide and tall. So like, you know, so it's off the ground. It, you know, it's like, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, and that's not a connection that I had put together, honestly. It does look like it's fucking super heavy. It's also cyberpunk. There's a lot of things that look ridiculously heavy. And it's also just video games in general. Sci-fi, maybe sci-fi in general more than just video games, but like, you know, that's not to say it's not a legitimate criticism, just, you know, it's like, goddamn, just goofy to hear that, and not to hear, oh, it's not light enough to be a light machine gun, and then, you know, not to have a conversation about the rest of the gun. I'm sure there's other things, and I'm sure, well, there is definitely other things, but yeah. Till next time, have a good day. Great day even. Chowskis.